Prior to the major development of smartphones in the late 2000s, most, if not all, mobile games were played on dedicated handheld consoles, i.e. Game Boys, PSP, DS's, etc. But once the cell phone industry started to pick up with the devices equipped with capacitive touchscreens, larger onboard storage, and specifications that could rival some laptops, a new age of mobile gaming had begun. A smartphone, being something you carry with you all the time anyway, was a perfect opportunity for gamers to experience their favorite form of entertainment anytime, anywhere. Companies like Gameloft, Rovio, and Disney, to name a few, discovered the market for truly convenient games and dished out several titles. Most games at that time were purchased anywhere from $1 to $10. Despite their cheap price, most gamers didn't want to pay that much for console rip-offs and half-assed minigames. So the mobile game developing companies split three ways: full price decent standalone games, free games with ads built in the UI, unless the player pays, or free to play games, which have optional but mostly overpowered in-game content that could be bought with real currency. With most of the full price games, you get what you pay for. If you pay 99 cents, you'll most likely buy a 2D casual game with decent textures and resolution. $2, $3, $4, you'll get a half-assed 3D game with a few hours of game time. $5 to $10, you'll get a fully featured 3D game with gameplay comparable to something like a PS2 mixed with a DS. Take GTA Vice City or Asphalt, for example. Rockstar's Vice City for the iOS and Android was implemented very well on the touchscreen platform. Every bit of excitement you've seen from the Xbox, PS2, PC, what have you, anything. It's all been, very well integrated into the mobile gaming platform. It's definitely a game that stands out from any other mobile game that you've seen so far. Especially with the sheer amount of open world you can go around and discover, along with all the different elements, collectibles, anything. It's all found from the original console and PC port. So this game is definitely a must-buy, and it's running around, I want to say, either $6.99 or $7.99 in the Android or the iOS App Store. Free games with ads can be perfectly fine as long as they don't become too cumbersome or prohibit gameplay in any way. It's also common for ads to be coupled with the last category as a way of draining more money out of the mobile gaming community. The last category, which I've already covered briefly, is free-to-play games. The developers of a game could earn greater profits from their game by creating purchasable items in-game, more so than ads and sometimes even more than full-price games. By converting your money into golden bucks or whatever bullshit currency you have in the game, you no longer see it as real money, therefore you're less cautious about spending it. Not to say the weapons or items are always overpowered, it just puts newer players with less money at a disadvantage some of the time. Regardless of the money situation, some of these games have turned out to be playable as some of the full price games. Take Ava Bell or Shadowgun Dead Zone into consideration. Ava Bell Online is a game relatively new to the Android and iOS platform. It's sort of a WoW ripoff with some added touchscreen controls, but it's implemented the touchscreen just like Vice City very well and used it to its advantage. It being free to play, it does have a in-game currency which you use to buy some items. I'm not sure if you can buy weapons from it, but I know you can buy items like respawns back to the center of game or town, and that thing could be very useful, and it could put another person at a disadvantage if they don't have the money to dish out for that. So in a way, the game kind of favors, you know, people with money over people who put time, effort, and have skill with the actual game. Not to such an extent that you don't want to play it, but just to the point where it gets annoying every once in a while. Anyway, other than that, the game is pretty good. It's free to play, like I said, so you can go and download it now and start playing it. This is the Japanese version that you're looking at right here. I couldn't find any good gameplay for the American version, but you can easily download that and play it yourself. Alright. Though games ported on mobile phones or tablets have many limiting factors like controls or screen real estate, it still holds a promising future in the hands of casual and hardcore gamers alike.